Hey everyone, you got Frankenfoot here, trying to do wars, dealing a lot with life and whatnot, but trying to do wars. I've done a few. I haven't made any videos. Again, debatable if I get that high percentage 2-star on a max 10. Does it, should I see? Is that a success? Is that a loss? Is it worth sharing? I don't know. Still figuring that stuff out. But let's take a look at this one. So I am rocking the level 2 bowlers. Still have my heroes around Town Hall 9 level at the moment. But the level 2 bowlers have opened up the BoWitch strategy for me. And you've got a base like this, which is sort of this guy's not built his Infernos, but he's got his defenses upgrading. And he's gotten paired against me. I don't have any Infernos yet, but I'll be building them probably in the next week or two. At least the first one. And what the good thing that I like about BoWitch is you can sort of make a plan pretty quick. Those Gobo Laloons were very effective at Town Hall 9, but you could spend like an hour planning those things and coming up with different scenarios and having backup plans. The BoWitch, you can just sort of stare at a base, figure out the best spot to go at it, and have at it. Now the problem is you're really not guaranteed a 3-star, I've found. It's not going to work every time. I felt like I could get a Gobo Laloon or some attack like that to work for just about any Town Hall 9 base. But it's not, this can't do it for every Town Hall 10 base. But in this case, we don't have Infernos, so we're going to wipe the floor with it. So we don't have Infernos, and the other thing I've noticed is he's got his splash damage. These wizard towers and these bomb towers, these are the enemies of witches. So if I just send a bunch of witches along the side here, what's going to happen is this wizard tower is going to blast all the skeletons and wipe them out, and the witch will be exposed, and pooh, death occurs. And that's a sad day. So he's got this on the outside. He's got this barely on the outside. We'll have to see what happened on that side. So I decided we don't have any Infernos in here. Here's what we're going to do. Often you'll see people, there's a couple variations on this, and I'm still learning which is good for what. But sometimes people drop 4 witches over here with some bowlers behind them, and they'll be responsible for sort of clearing these outer compartments, and they'll do the same thing over here, and the witches and the bowlers will clear these outer compartments, and the skeletons will do a great job of tanking for everyone. And then you'll send golems and bowlers through the core, possibly the heroes, and they're going to take care of the clan castle. The queen will, at least. The queen and some poison spells. And they'll gut sort of the core of the base, and then everybody meets around on the other end. And then life is good and life is happy. But you see how he's got a wizard tower out here. He's got another one out there, though that doesn't matter because it would be on the far side of the side I attack on. And since we don't have Infernos in the middle, I decided I'm going to do this a different way. I'm going to send a line of witches, a line of bowlers, and golems, of course, in front of them, and we're just going to try to move forward through the base. Now, what eventually is going to happen is that some of the witches are going to congregate and walk on the outside. Some might go through the core, but we shall see. It's a fresh hit, so I don't know what's in the clan castle, so I got to keep my queen up. She's got to be available to take them out. And looking at this base, I'm bringing well, I guess my army composition varies, but normally I'd bring a freeze against a 10. I still have like just baby level 1 freeze. It's probably what I'm going to work on pretty soon. I don't know if I'm going to do the queen or spells, but anyway. So I don't have a high level freeze, so it makes it tough to tackle on these higher level Infernos. But because there's no Infernos, I am bringing a jump spell. And what I'm going to do is put a heal spell. I'm going to drop the heal somewhere around the core to keep a big group of bowlers up when they start taking damage from these mortars or wizard towers or what have you. And I'm going to wall break into this compartment here because it goes very, very deep. And then with a spell here, or a jump spell here, and then a jump spell here, I can sort of cross the entire base with my the main part of my army. And then the witches and the bowlers will just be good to clean up whatever residual buildings are left on the outside. So anyway, so it's going to be golem here, witches behind it to start producing skeletons and start tanking for things. And then I'm going to try to wall break in here. My first wall breaker didn't do it, so luckily I brought 4, so I got an extra. And I got in with the second wave. But that took some time, and that wiped this guy out, and that diverted my golem, so things didn't go quite according to plan. But anyways, after the witches, we'll try to wall break in. Then we'll drop some bowlers and the heroes. You see the clan castle might get pulled if things walk in here or not. So you just got to be ready for that. And then a rage to get them into the core. A jump spell here. Probably a heal spell around here. Another rage to help them get through to the rest of the base. And then you just got to hope that your witches and heroes got enough juice left in the tank to clean up whatever's left. Because we don't got any hogs and we don't got any balloons. So with all that being said, let's launch this replay. 2-minute replay. Also very fast strategy. I've never run out of time. I mean, I've often run out of troop. Anyway, so you see Golem's coming in. He's going for this cannon, and he's going to divert to that cannon soon. And then witches coming in. It's important that everything's tanked for the witches, because the witches drop and then they produce skeletons. So if this cannon... if this witch had been dropped here, the cannon would have targeted the witch and would not have changed targets, even if skeletons had spawned. So it's important that nothing's going to target the witches. So check that before you drop your witches. So you see first wall breaker coming in, and he gets blasted by the frickin' Expo, so that sucks. So I go ahead and drop the bowlers because I'm running out of time, and then once the Expo is locked on to something else, I go ahead and drop the rest of the wall breakers. Poof, they walk in. The clan castle has come out, so we're going to drop double poison spells to get them underway, or dying, I guess, and the queen's going to lock onto that dragon eventually. Rage spell to help get things move through that first compartment. Now let's take a gander at what's happened. So I wondered what happened here. Most of my witches decided not to round this corner, but I did have a fair amount. It looks like one witch is diverting around to this corner. You see I've got my CC bowlers coming out. Let's just watch for a little bit, see what happens. So a lot of the skeletons are diverting around to the outside of the base. The raged bowlers and then the healed bowlers are doing quite nicely. We got one witch on the outside here. One witch on the outside here. Let's keep watching for a little bit. I'm just curious to see where all the troops ended up going. So the main cluster of bowlers is gutting through the core. Ooh, a giant bomb. Wish I had held on to that heal spell a little bit. But that's okay, so the jump spell has got the king all the way across the base now. I've got... how many witches are here? I've got one witch. Just one little witch. Huh, but she's doing a good job cleaning up the outside. You see bowlers with their skips. They have taken out almost this entire side of the base. I've got one witch on this side. What happened to her? So one witch by itself usually isn't enough to keep up. Eventually her skeletons will die out and something will target her, just like what happened there. So 4 witches does very well. So it looks like what happened is only one witch on either side decided to go around the outside, which is kind of what I wanted. And a lot of the witches followed the king and went through the core. So now all the splash damage is taken care of, which is nice. Only 2 defenses left, and I've got a whole bunch of witches up, and they're just, sitting here having fun playing with these walls, because that's what's fun for witches to do. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, no Inferno Tower, so it's not like an amazing attack, not a lot of finesse to it, but you can plan very quickly, which is good, because I got crap to do, I don't always have time to sit down and, plan an attack for a couple hours, but anyway, well, there you go. Some stuff to think about, some stuff to study, and then we'll see what happens with the next attack.